Today's Madden 16 tip is going to be breaking down the shotgun trips tight end in our latest installment of our Madden Ultimate Team free offensive guide. For those of you who are new to the YouTube channel, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Cody, and this channel is really centered around making you better in Madden NFL 16 through a community that's going to help each other get better. And we try to foster that community by doing different types of tips and tricks and series and things like that. And today you've stumbled upon our Madden Ultimate Team free guide. Now this video series is designed to give you a little bit of a glimpse into what one of my ebooks looks like, and so I'm hoping that this will allow you to be more informed if you're going to purchase it. I do have guides for sale in the description that you can check out, full products, full downloadable ebooks, and the one I would recommend if you're looking for one is our From the Ground Up offensive guide. Alright guys, so in the last video we talked about the shotgun empty chief, and in today's video we're looking at the trips tight end formation. This is a formation that I like to utilize when I've kind of beat man-to-man fairly consistently. This is really more of a formation that I go to help me beat zone defense as opposed to man defense. So I just want to go ahead and set up my lineup here. What we're going to do, we'll show you how to beat some man-to-man, okay? So the trips tight end, and the PA shot post is kind of the core play that we're going to be utilizing if you want to come out in something, but normally you'll be quick audibling into this from the shotgun bunch, and so you won't have access to this play, PA slot corner. Alright, so the first thing is you have the inside zone here. And in my opinion, the inside zone is definitely a staple that you have here. I forgot to reset the Colts depth chart here, sorry. But the other thing that's interesting about the trips tight end formation as we think about how we're going to utilize it is that it kind of centers around a couple of power plays, in the sense that really it can do really good against cover 3 defense. And our base set, the bunch weak, does really good against cover 2 shells. So this one is something we're going to look into if they start going to cover 3 shells. But let's briefly talk about how you can beat man-to-man from this play. So this play here, PA slot post, what we want to do is we want to take Colby Fleener here. We want to place him on a streak, and then we want to block our running back. Now this is a very long developing play, but our first read is going to be circle. When he cuts up field, normally you want to put a high pass lead. There we didn't put the high pass lead on it, and you saw that it didn't really work very well. Here we're going to put that high pass lead on it, and you're going to see it's going to give him a nice aggressive catch option against man-to-man defense. The next route that we're going to look to hit is the crossing route to triangle. As you see, Dante Moncrief is able to beat Bradley Roby over the middle against man-to-man coverage. And the final read against man-to-man is the inverted post route. Just pass lead that to the inside. Andrew Luck misses the throw there for us, but you see some good separation, and that's what we're looking to get with this play. And there you see it, beating man-to-man over the middle of the field. So those are our reads against man-to-man. I want to shift now to the zone coverage, specifically the cover 3. And same kind of progression system here, but what you'll see is that square, it's kind of a hard window to hit it actually. But basically you're wanting to hit square on his deep post route when he comes over the middle. So right in here. And sometimes, I think it's best to maybe not pass lead it at all. I think that may be the best way to go. Whoops. I think I was trying to see something there. Okay, so let's look now at one other thing here real quick, and then we'll... Okay, so that's really a basic kind of one play thing if you wanted it. But basically the idea here is against man, you're going to throw this wheel route with a high pass lead. Normally, you're going to trigger that aggressive catch, and normally Roby's not going to make an insane play on the ball like he just did. So I kind of feel like it's fairly consistent enough. And then against zone, you're going to look to these, over the middle routes. And Luck's not throwing it very well right now. But basically, the whole idea, if I can get a good example for you guys, sorry about this. It is kind of a finicky play against that quarters. Just step up, and there it is. See, fit that in that window. TJ Ward's jumping it pretty good. So maybe you just ignore that. Maybe just ignore that route. But normally it does work fairly well for me. So, but the key to it is that post route is just a really good route, especially if you like a really good receiver running it. It's a really good route against like man-to-man and stuff. I'll show you this. And then you can actually pass lead up that crossing pattern as well in the zone. So the crossing patterns and all that stuff does a really good job, in my opinion, against the zones. That's why I like this play, really. Okay, so let's show you this against cover 2. Now, cover 2, normally you're going to look to see if you can hit the crossing pattern to Moncrief. Pass lead that up, and you see it's a late read. The other thing is that you need a quarterback that can make these throws. Andrew Luck's just missing throws. Yep, there we get pressured. See, I'm going to go ahead and recommend it. This is one of those plays, like if I've seen it be successful, for me anyway, in really specific situations. But basically, you want to really work the crossing pattern. Andrew Luck's just playing pathetic right now. Golly. But you want to work those crossing routes. And you really... This wheel route's really pretty good. If Andrew Luck, man. Gosh, that pisses me off. Okay. Now forget about that. Forget about the train wreck that play was. And let's move into something more staple-ish. So the verticals, right? I really like this play a lot, but I don't run it. I like to recommend to kind of run it very sparingly. But basically what you want to do with this is your quick read is to Colby Fleener. So against man-to-man, normally he's going to win. I say normally as he gets beat. I'll show you this. See here. Now, if he doesn't win, you want to high pass lead that. What I'm finding to be more effective, though, is to put him on a crossing pattern, like a little drag. And you see that he's going to cross over that middle, do a really nice job against the man coverage. But we use that in another play in the playbook, so we're going to just show you the verticals as is here. Man, Andrew Luck cannot throw anything. Okay. So that is verticals, and we all know about how you can use verticals to beat zone. Basically, the route to triangle does a really good job of just getting in a really good position. If the route to triangle is not open, then you'll want to hit circle when he crosses, as you can see. Down. You see we can hit circle when that safety commits to going to triangle, we can hit circle. Okay. What about cover 2? Well, that's why I like to put, square here, basically cover 2, is you're going to pass lead square to the left. And that's normally the window that we like to use. The other thing you can do, though, is playmaker. So just hold left trigger, flick it up. Playmaker it up, and you see that you're going to get somebody up in the seams. So that's a little bit about how we do that. Again, never forget about your inside zone. It's critical to your success. The next play, and we use verticals, probably most of the time we don't use this formation a ton, but the verticals is probably the most consistent play against cover 3 in the game. Okay, So if we're getting a lot of cover 3, we'll probably go to verticals. Now, to go into PA slot corner, now this is your play action audible. And this is something that really, in my opinion, it's got a lot of good routes to it. And I just find it to be very successful. So, what I like to do with this play is I like to take Moncrief and I like to use him and also use Hilton and things like that. So, what I do is I like to place Hilton here on a streak, and I'll put Moncrief on a flat, and then I'll normally take Colby Fleener, and you know if he's got good route running, you may leave him on that slant, but if not, just put him on a baby drag. And then what I like to do is I like to motion the running back. I like to put him on an option route and motion him to the right, and you see it's going to turn into a slant, and then just kind of snap it before he sets. And normally he's going to give you a shot at beating man-to-man, especially if he has good route running. Now, but the play is more for zone. So we'll show you. So here it is, and we're going to look to hit circle. As you can see, basic zone flood. Somebody's going to get open on that side. Now, the next thing that I really like to do is to do some motion snaps with this play. And what we're going to do is we're going to take Colby Fleener, we're going to put him on a fade. We're going to put Frank Gore on a little swing pass, and we're going to motion triangle to the right. And we're going to snap it about the time that he gets to the numbers here. So snap it about right here. And you're going to see against man-to-man, this does a really good job for beating man. Because outside breaking patterns are the way to go when you're looking to beat man-to-man this year, in my opinion. Especially off motion snaps. And we'll show it to you again. It's pretty consistent. Get him that outside positioning, cut to the outside, rack catch that, and you're off. Now the beauty of this becomes when we go to zone coverage. So we're going to show you, they're going to go to cover 3, I think, here. You'll see that you can pass lead up that. Well, whoops, we were in the wrong play. You can pass lead that corner route against the zone coverage as well. Bring him across. And just pass leaded him up. Andrew Luck. Gosh, so frustrating. And we'll show you against cover 2 is where this really becomes a viable option, because the motion snap, in my opinion, makes it a really easy trajectory for your quarterback to throw the ball. He's not going to get bumped is really the key. Andrew Luck's just throwing ugly passes right now. That really just frustrates the living daylights out of me, because I feel like you have so many overthrows in this game. And then you can always check down to your back on the little swing pattern as well. And I also like to do it to the other direction. So another way that I like to do it is to take Gore and put him on a swing, and I'm going to motion Johnson to the outside. Now this changes things because he's an in-breaking pattern. And when he breaks to the inside, you'll see that he normally is going to be giving you a shot at beating man-to-man. But the real payoff for this comes as a change-up, switch-up play when they go to zone coverage. So when they go to like cover 3, and we're going to run this route, you're going to see now that X is your guy, is your target, as you can see there. And that's really kind of, in my opinion, the key to making a scheme, you know, really stick, because the routes really work well together, in my opinion. Now, another thing that I like to do with this play specifically is to utilize this to beat, or not this play, I'm sorry. We're going to use slot quick flat to beat man-to-man. And what I really just like about this is I'm just going to motion Moncrief to the right, and you see he's going to come back on that slant, and he's just going to come inside, and this little quick slant is really, really good, powerful for beating man. basically when they come back across the formation. You may want to streak Hilton to get him out of the way, but what you'll see with this is that it just really does a powerful job. He crushes man-to-man for you. And then again, I don't ever want to get too complacent. Really, the power in this is that you have the inside zone as a quick audible. You have the verticals, and you have PA slot corner, where you can run basic floods like this, and it's going to do normally, going to do you pretty good. Now I want to show you one other thing, and it's the same concept, just a little different. And really, all we're going to do is we're going to put Johnson on a streak, and we're going to block our running back, and we're going to motion snap Moncrief to the inside, just one step, and a little motion snap. When he breaks to the inside, you see that he's going to beat man-to-man. But the other thing about this is that when they go to cover 3, so here he is in cover 3, you're going to see that triangle. Well, daggone it, man. Brandon Marshall's a monster. Triangle's route is going to normally going to get some separation for you. High pass lead, always high pass lead that route though. And as you can see against the cover 3, he gets in a really interesting predicament in the middle of the field. We'll show you this against cover 2 as well. And that's where you're going to hit that underneath crossing pattern to T.Y. Hilton. So guys, hopefully this video helped you a little bit understand the trips tight end formation. I know there's definitely more that can be said about it, but I wanted to kind of keep it into stuff that I really try to primarily utilize. But the idea with this formation is just, it's very simply, it has some really interesting routes. In my opinion, it also does a really good job of incorporating the inside zone. And I don't ever want you to hesitate to utilize motion within the formation to really get some matchup advantage, especially within the running game, to get your wide receivers in there to block. But guys, that's all we've got for you. And guys, I just want to draw your attention to the subscribe button. If you like this series, if this series is helping you, please subscribe. And also, if you have questions, please let me know. I can't answer any questions that you don't ask. And so I just ask that you guys ask me your questions. Whatever your questions are, please let me know. And if you need any